Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing more about the conclusion and ending of the Bad Batch's third and final season, and also its larger implications to the rest of the Star Wars saga, other connections and its other, having all that kind of all explained. Not just how and why, but when we'll see the rest of the Bad Batch reunite and really come to fruition in other Star Wars projects is a big possibility that a lot of Star Wars fans out think there is going to actually come to fruition and actually happen. So it's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. Of course, we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab the subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from comicbook.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source. So they've recently gone on to explain how the ending of Star Wars The Bad Batch connects to the rest of the wider, larger scheme of things within a galaxy far, far away, the rest of the Skywalker saga really in particular here. As they read, Star Wars The Bad Batch's series finale has been one of the more highly anticipated stories in the recent Star Wars lore and recent Star Wars media, mainly because of more-esque curiosity about how the end of Clone Force 99's story does fit into the larger Star Wars saga. So, did the Bad Batch kill off Clone Force 99, creating a clear ending to their place in the Star Wars continuity? Of course, I think we all know that that is not the case. I mean, the finale has been out quite a bit now for the last couple of weeks. In the Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 15, titled The Cavalry Has Arrived, also known as the series finale, Clone Force 99 and Omega are both working to break into and break out of Mount Tantus, respectively. Omega frees herself and her fellow child lab rats by releasing the Zilla Beast against the Imperial forces, by which Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Echo infiltrate the base from there. But their arrival is an ambush by Tantus head Royce Hemlock, who releases his CX operatives, or those CX clones, other enhanced and brainwashed clones, to go on take on Clone Force 99 and actually capture them for more experiments for Hemlock to do. Thanks to Omega, her mother cloning engineer Nala Se, Echo, and Hemlock's researcher, and other female clone Emery Carr, the tide gets turned and Clone Force 99 is saved from Hemlock's CX conversion process. Hemlock and his projector necromancer, of course, research are also both destroyed in the finale and by the end of the show as well. And Alice Se sacrifices herself to achieve that, actually killing the Bad Batch's nemesis, former Vice Admiral Rampart, in the having that all go on there as well. Of course, I think we already all know what kind of happens and goes on in the Bad Batch finale, but that there's a bit of a recap there. The main part of it is the epilogue. In an epilogue to the Bad Batch series' finale reveals that Clone Force 99 has settled onto the planet of Pabu, where they had previously stashed clone brothers who were defecting from the Empire all at the same time there as well. Hunter, Wrecker, and Crosshair knew that their fighting days are now far from done, but Echo and Emery have pledged to join forces with Captain Rex and the rest of this forming rebellion, or at least clone rebellion for the time being, and have gone on to continue helping clones who wanted to live free of the Empire's oppression from there as well, taking a whole political side of things from there as well. A final scene, though, however, in this epilogue jumps and reveals a time jump to a couple of years later, presumably, during the era of the Rebel Alliance's fighting against the Empire, probably during the events of, let's say, Solo or Rogue One, probably somewhere right around there, maybe Andor. An older and more mature Omega decides to end her peaceful time living with her clone brothers and takes the squad's old ship to go on her own adventure, joining the rebellion as a clone pilot. Or not a clone pilot, well yeah, she is technically a clone, but as a rebellion pilot. A gray and aging hunter is there as well to bid Omega a farewell. Finally, confident that Clone Force 99 has raised Omega well enough for her to handle herself in a great big galactic war, giving very much so an open-ended but yet very satisfying conclusion to all of our characters. However, the even bigger, I think, idea and implication to a greater scheme of a galaxy far, far away is having how the Bad Batch connects to the sequel trilogy, everything that we see with Project Necromancer, and how that there goes on to connect to Palpatine's cloning process, and how that kind of all came to be. The big mystery at heart of the Bad Batch Season 3, and not just that, but the entirety of the show, it felt like, was Hemlock's Project Necromancer research and its goal of an M-count transfers. Star Wars fans quickly discerned that Hemlock was Emperor Palpatine's appointed scientist for solving one mystery of cloning: how to transfer Darth Sidious force powers to a clone body through midichlorian manipulation. We see this project later down the road, a part of the Mandoverse unfolding in The Mandalorian, and well, I think that's causing a bit of a plot armor from the get-go there as well of the Bad Batch, and that the Empire doesn't ever fully follow through with Project Necromancer at the time. However, the big question at hand up in the air was with, like, if Project Necromancer doesn't happen, is that at the fault of the Bad Batch all being killed off and all dying, or do they all get their happy ending? And well, we saw that they all get their happy ending. Omega's DNA as well turned out to be the key to completing the M-count transfers, critical knowledge that was lost to Palpatine when Clone Force 99 and their allies killed off Hemlock and destroyed his research files completely, leaving no trace of any of that going on. And from there, as we also see Tarkin sees that what a waste of time and money and resources, and puts everything towards Project Stardust, better known as the Death Star. Because of the mission on Mount Tantus, Palpatine lost a key breakthrough in his cloning research, a loss that would be rippled across the eras of Star Wars following the Galactic Civil War throughout the original trilogy. As I had mentioned, in The Mandalorian, specifically Chapter 2, Chapter 23, The Spies, Season 3, Episode 7 there as well, Moff Gideon and the Imperial Remnants, also known as the Shadow Council, mentions that the Commandant Admiral Hux, father of future First Order General Hux, as seen in the sequel trilogy, had finally gone on to restart Project Necromancer, without the overseeing of Thrawn though, however. But that's besides the point, and I think we'll see more of that unfold as we get more Mandoverse projects. Decades later, by the time of the Star Wars sequels actually taking place, and the First Order Resistance War, Project Necromancer had presumably been enough of a success to allow Darth Sidious to transfer his consciousness and force powers into an actual clone body, when he seemingly died at the end of the Battle of Endor during Return of the Jedi. But that's where the Bad Batch's ending may have had a pivotal effect on things. We know that Palpatine had to keep transferring his essence to new clone bodies throughout the time period of the sequel trilogy, and to use quote-unquote stand cast bodies like Snoke as essentially avatars. Because of his cloning process wasn't complete, it's now fair to theorize and even say that losing out on Omega's DNA was a small but very crucial factor that had kept Palpatine from ever fully achieving that kind of cloning immortality that he was going on to chase. Anyway guys, this here all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.